Governor Gavin Newsom, you're facing a recall because you're a fraud, just like your wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom. I have the receipts. I wish I didn't. I wish you were all real. I wish you really did help. But you don't. And you're on the side of wrong. I hope this recall goes through because California does not need you. The nation does not need you. The world does not need you. We do not need you.
All right, guys, so that is Hollywood actress, or should I say Hollyweird actress, Rose McGowan, essentially calling out Gavin Newsom and his wife in regards to Gavin Newsom's wife allegedly trying to bribe her to stay quiet about the Harvey Weinstein allegations. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta be honest. I already tell you, I don't have a TV. I don't watch TV shows. I don't really even watch movies like that, guys. I don't have cable. I don't have Hulu. I don't have Netflix. I don't have any of that stuff. I really don't. So I had no clue who Rose McGowan was before all this. So I had to do some research on her. Okay, I had to do some research. And, you know, I did some Google search, found some Google images. Yeah, she's definitely a Hollyweird actress, right? But I think that's what makes it so great, right? And so powerful that she has come out to expose Gavin Newsom for the fraud that he is. I mean, we all know that he's a fraud, okay? And to also expose Hollywood as well, right? The evils of Hollyweird that everybody on the right already kind of knew, but you can't really talk about that much. And also endorse Larry Elder. So I want you guys to take a look at some clips here of her basically coming out and saying that she's not a Democrat, explaining what's wrong with liberal Hollywood and why you should vote to recall Gavin Newsom and for Larry Elder. Take a look.
Gives me no great pleasure to call out Democrats. I was a Democrat. Why not change? Why not go big? Why not put a stake in the heart of evil? Because that's what this really is. This is good and this is evil. And if you're tired of people looking at this country like it's the Florida of the world, which it is looked upon that way because, you know, it's earned it in a lot of ways. I know this place has it in it to be better. I know it does. I've met so many good people in this country. Not the elites. Absolutely not. But the person I meet, you know, that's the housekeeper at the hotel I'm staying at, who shouldn't even have that title because she's a queen of a woman. And then we have the Jennifer Siebel Newsoms of the world. Why? Why do you keep choosing that? Why do you keep electing that? Don't listen to their buzzwords. Cult leaders, which is what these people are. I would know. I grew up in one, like I said. They massage your mind. They keep you in fear. They keep you in doubt. I kind of suspect on the inside that this is all a lie, but I don't want to be the one that stands out and takes it on the chin. Well, I'm here to confirm for you it is a lie. It is a fact.
Instead, Democrats have doubled down and doubled down and doubled down on things like critical race theory and reparations, which is the extraction of money from people who were never slave owners to be given to people who were never slaves. Thank you all for coming.
Mr. Elder, I have a question. I have a question for you, Mr. Elder.
As a comment on what you just said, which is people will disavow that. Mostly white people that work in the media will disavow what he just said. But understand who it's coming from and that he might just know more than you living in a different skin. I was just in Portland, Maine with a friend of mine who's from Nigeria but went to school at Oxford in the UK. And there were, in the whitest town I've ever been in, Portland, Maine, there were Black Lives Matter signs everywhere. But like kind of really over the top. And he kept taking photos of them. And I turned to him and I asked him, how does that make you feel? And he looked at me with tears in his eyes. And he said, not good. Now this whole, the BLM, all of this have been gone. I live in a jungle. I'm not fully aware of, I mean, I get it. I saw it like last week for the first time really in person. But I would say, yes, will have different views on what Larry Elder just said. What? I will ask the white citizens of non-blacks to consider that maybe he has had a different experience than you in this world. And that maybe instead of reacting mentally but with violence to what he just said, consider that it's a different experience. We are not the authorities on that. So I will leave it with this on a high note. Because people don't want to hear that. That sucks. But they don't want to, and you know it. They want to hear that the more we micro-label each other, the better we'll be. The reality is, today, I challenge the state, I challenge these voters, I challenge the media. Back up. Be human first. Vote for humanity. Might be a policy wonk, might not say the same things the way you would do, and might not articulate them in a way that we're used to. But it doesn't make him bad, and it doesn't make him wrong, and it does mean that he's dedicated his life to thinking differently and wanting more. Is that so bad? I think not.
Hey, she's speaking facts, right? Everything I heard was nothing but facts. We already know what it is, okay? And she addressed the mainstream media, particularly the white liberal media, right, in regards to how they treat black people that don't think the same as them, right? She said, listen, we need to stop using labels. It's okay to think differently. Use some humanity when talking about a man that doesn't agree with your ideology. And the irony in this, guys, is that while she's saying this, you literally have the LA Times opinion columnists who have ran smear piece after smear piece against Larry Elder, basically go on Lil Brian Seltzer's show and double down on the Larry Elder is a white supremacist narrative. Take a look.
He's essentially been running his campaign on Fox News and on right-wing media outlets. He's refused to talk to large, to nonpartisan and media outlets and to journalists who are critical of him. Has refused to answer difficult questions. Often uses the few interviews that he does give as an opportunity to give a performance on social media. Denouncing those journalists and playing the victim. But he has been able to reach the minority of voters in California who embrace his white supremacist worldview. And he's co-opted this line by my fellow columnist from the headline, calling him the blackface of white supremacy, but he refuses to engage with the actual substance of our reporting. The idea that his views were shaped by a well-known white supremacist named Jared Taylor, who he repeatedly quoted in early writings, that he plans to reverse all of the state's progress on immigrant rights and racial justice, and that he poses a very real threat to communities of color for all of the reasons that we've reported it in the past.
Clearly, the LA Times opinion folks, you and others have been very much against Elder. We will see what impact, if any, that has had in 2 days. I like the word you used about Elder and the media, his performance. He performs his anti-media pose when he's on Fox and elsewhere. Because, of course, that's what we hear from the former president as well.
All right, guys, you heard that, right? Lowering taxes, less regulations, freedom, right? That's all a white supremacist worldview, right? According to the LA Times opinion columnist, Larry Elder, because he believes in libertarian values, right? / conservative values, whatever you want to call it. He's a white supremacist, right? The black face of white supremacy. So yeah, they're continuing to double down on this silly narrative. And, guys, at this point, I think I'm living in a parody, right? Because again, instead of addressing the Rose McGowan allegations regarding Gavin Newsom and his wife, or even talking about the fact that, hey, Gavin Newsom's out here having affairs, right? When he was a mayor, out here having affairs with the wife of one of his aides. Like, what the heck? This man is out here sleeping with his aide's wife, right? He just broke the bro code, dog. I would never have this man in my circle of close friends. He'd be trying to move in on my girl. And so instead of focusing on things like that, things that, in my opinion, are fair game, because they had no problems running the headline about Larry Elder using the N-word, right? When has a black person using the N-word ever been controversial, right? Except if it's a black person that they don't like. That's not liberal. Now, all of a sudden, the liberal white media can take away your N-word pass, right? You're not invited to the cookout anymore because you don't agree with the white liberals. Guys, you see how this works? You see how this works? So they're not talking about that. They're not talking about how poorly run the state of California is and the problems with California, and why is it that Democrats have been running this state for so long, but it's in such poor conditions, right? It's so poorly run that you have people leaving California, more people leaving California than moving to California for the first time in a long, long time, right? I remember growing up, you know, people talked about California like it was kind of the American dream, right? That's how they used to talk about California. Now they talk about California like it's a dump, because it is, right? Trust me, I've been to LA. It's a dump for the most part. Now I'm pretty sure there's some more beautiful country, mountainous regions in California that I just haven't been to yet. So I can't really speak on it. So if you live out there in, you know, one of the more red parts of the state that's, you know, beautiful, clean, okay, hey, I'm not talking about y'all. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about these liberal run cities. Okay. But see, guys, the way the mainstream liberal media treats Larry Elder is exactly what Rose McGowan was talking about. How they don't treat people who don't agree with them with humanity, right? How they don't treat people who think differently from them with respect and humanity, who they don't have a tolerance for other viewpoints. And this is especially true when it comes to so-called minorities don't agree with the left, right? They go all in on those people, right? And again, these are the same people, the people on the left that claim they care about racism so much, claim they care about social justice so much, claim they care about black people so much. But again, if you are a person of color, right, or a so-called minority, and you happen to be conservative, all that stuff goes out the window. They don't care about that, okay? Because it's a cult. Just like Rose McGowan said, it's a cult, okay? Her words, not mine, but also my words too, okay? And I think it's powerful when somebody like her, who's been an insider into the Hollywood world, and I guess the Democrat world as well, speaking out about this, telling the truth, calling it what it is. So I love to see it, man. And I think it really says a lot about Larry Elder, that, you know, she decided to endorse him, because she didn't have to endorse him. She could have just came out and just said vote yes on the Newsom recall, and she didn't have to endorse anybody. But I think her, you know, coming out here and saying that Larry Elder is the man for the job, again, I think speaks volumes about Larry Elder, right? And who knows? I mean, these celebrity endorsements, maybe they matter, maybe they don't matter. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I mean, I just like to see when those on the left call out the left for their BS and their hypocrisy. I think it says a lot about the things that, you know, we talk about all the time over here in more, you know, conservative spaces when it comes to the left. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.